Evening, everyone. Welcome to lecture 16 of Professor H.D. Sankhya monthly lecture series on Jain heritage, an initiative of the Bhagwan Sheetalnath Chair for Jain Archaeology, Department of Ancient Indian History, Culture and Archaeology, Deccan College Postgraduate and Research Institute, deemed to be University Pune. To deliver the lecture number 16 of Professor H.D. Sankhya monthly lecture series on Jain heritage, we have with us Dr. Chaitanya Sathe, who will be speaking on Ghaṇṭākarṇa in Jainism, the Guardian. But before that, for those of you who have joined us for the first time, let me briefly introduce Bhagwan Sheetalnath Chair for Jain Archaeology. This particular chair was established by the financial aid received from the Vardhaman Charitable Foundation, USA, and International School for Jain Studies, a division of Amar Prerna Trust. 2 years back, the journey of this chair began with various activities such as the certificate course in Jain art and archaeology, the National Annual Research Seminar on Jain art, architecture, and archaeology, the National Workshop. We also have some collegiate quiz competition, which are aimed to establish a good contact between the commoners and the academicians. Apart from that, we have various research projects going on at site-specific studies and also regarding the bibliography project on Jain art, architecture, and archaeology. The chair also has certain job training programs, implementations, several other research works that are going on. And in continuation of that, we have lecture series in the name of Professor H.D. Sankhya, Professor S.B. Dev, and Professor M.A. Dhaki. This particular lecture series has been named after Professor H.D. Sankhya, the founder of the Department of Archaeology at Deccan College, because it was he, along with Dr. Shobna Gokhale, who established the early presence of Jainism by reading and interpreting the inscription that was found from the Jain cave at Pale in district Pune of Maharashtra. Owing to his contribution to the field of archaeology in general and this particular inscription in speciality, we have named this particular series after him so that we can inspire many future researchers in his same path of research. Without any further delay, first I would like to request Dhananjay Khandare, who is the research assistant of Bhagwan Sheetalnath Chair for Jain Archaeology, to do a brief introduction of our today's speaker, Dr. Chaitanya Sathe.
Good evening, everyone. Our today's speaker, Dr. Chaitanya Sathe, is a multidisciplinary scholar with a Ph.D. in management from Symbiosis International University and a master's in Indology from Tilak Maharashtra University, Pune. His research explores the rich tapestry of ancient Indian history, mythology, and art, with a focus on the medieval Deccan and South Indian iconography. He has published several articles in prestigious journals like the Annals of the Ghaṇṭākarṇa Oriental Research Institute, Kerala University Journal of Multidisciplinary Studies in Archaeology, Journals of IIT Delhi, an edited book of Bhagwan Sheetalnath Chair for Jain Archaeology of Deccan College Postgraduate and Research Institute, Pune. His works examine rare mythological themes around South Asia. Dr. Sathe is a life member of Ghaṇṭākarṇa Oriental Research Institute, a member of All India Oriental Conference, and a speaker at Club Heritage at H.V. Desai College. He actively contributes to heritage education through curated heritage walks and public lectures, fostering deeper engagement with Indian civilizational legacy. I welcome you, sir.
Yeah, thank
So
you very
with this
much.
introduction, we wholeheartedly welcome our today's speaker, Dr. Chaitanya Sathe, to speak upon Ghaṇṭākarṇa in Jainism, the Guardian Deity. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, I would like to thank Deccan College, Bhagwan Sheetalnath Chair, and the Department of Archaeology and Ancient History for giving me chance to speak in this lecture series. It is truly a privilege to speak a lecture series named after great Dr. Sankhya, and in front of I could see my teachers. Dr. Manjari Bhalerao had joined this. So it is privilege to put forth some of the contributions of mine in front of my teachers and who this lecture series uh, named after. So I would definitely would like to, I'm privileged to have this chance to. So thank you very much, Deccan College and organizers. So I would like to share my screen. When it is visible, please let me know. Can you see my screen?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. So this was the topic to start with. This was the topic that I have taken for first conference, which was held for Bhagwan Chitalnath Chair in Jain archaeology. And at this time, I was searching for some of the later additions to the Jainism, and one of the few additions which are almost in the 19th century onwards, I found that Ghaṇṭākarṇa as one of the guardian deities is been established as a nowadays quite a popular deity of this pantheon, but which is a later addition. And I could see some of the parallels which are drawn into the other religious practices, cultural practices across the country. That's why I would like to uh, take you ahead with this some of the findings that I have around the Ghaṇṭākarṇa, who is a guardian deity, revered as a guardian deity in Śvetāmbara traditions. So usually, Śvetāmbara writings often link sadhu and sadhvi in a positive way, of course, to complement some of the other deities. So intended to complement the worship of jinas, of course, not to replace them, but several episodes which they show that the great Jain acharyas who could play role of mantrikas. So mantrikas is nothing but who could write a tantric words connected to the Jain deities. Several teachers of Kharatara an important Śvetāmbara monastic order, mostly from Rajasthan, they are well known for this capacity in this area, and they are revered to having such abilities, and they are also known as Dada Gurus. So Ghaṇṭākarṇa Mahāvira, of course, not to be confused with Bhagavan Mahavir, it is one of the 52 Veer or the protector deities revered in Śvetāmbara Murti Pujaka Jainism. And nowadays, along with Manibhadra Veer, Nakoda Bhairava, Ghaṇṭākarṇa is also revered as one of the protector deities in Mehudi temple, which is 35 kilometers near to Gandhinagar on the banks of Sabarmati river. Primarily, the primary associated with specifically medical lineage of Tapagacha, which is significant monastic lineage of Śvetāmbara tradition. According to the popular lore at Mehudi temple or Mehudi Tirtha, Ghaṇṭākarṇa Mahāvira was in his previous birth was a name called King Tungabhadra, or also known as Mahabala of Srinagar, in his past life. Okay, so he lost his life while he was a very generous, and he was known for his generosity, and he died. He lost his life in fighting and protecting the pilgrimage to the Sri Parvata. He used to protect pilgrimage and innocence from robbers. Especially, he used to protect female devotees, ladies, and especially the young girls around that area. So it is believed that after his death, he was reborn as Ghaṇṭākarṇa Mahāvira, and he was considered to be a part of 52 Veers or Bhavan Veera or Bhavan Veera, which is a group of 52 deities which are kind of a Yaksha Yoni or a Siddha Yoni kind of, and his name is we can get his name as a 39th name in the list of the 52 Veeras. So there is, as I told you, there is a shrine or tirtha is dedicated to or there is a place which is a popular place for Ghaṇṭākarṇa, which is a Mehudi Tirtha near to Gandhinagar. And But in some other parallel cultures, like in Eastern cultures as well as in Northern cultures like Nepal, Ghaṇṭākarṇa, the same name, Yaksha or the protector deity, is worshipped as a malevolent deity and not as a benevolent deity, which has been followed here. And later on, we could find there are several literatures are also mentioning Ghaṇṭākarṇa as a protector deity. So one of the important uh, literature here is by Acharya Buddhisagara Suri in 1983. So Vimala Chandra's Ghaṇṭākarṇa Mantra Stotra is one of the primary stotras of Ghaṇṭākarṇa, which has 71 verses. And there is a chapter called Ghaṇṭākarṇa Kalpa, which has mentioned him as a Veer or as a Kshetrapal, which draws parallels with the a concept of Bhairava in Hinduism. So he is also considered to be a shield for Jain followers from its adversaries, as per Buddhisagara Suri. Acharya Buddhisagara Suri has mentioned in his work in 1983. So, as noted by Kantawala in 1982, Ghaṇṭākarṇa is called upon to defend against many evils, misfortunes, including fire. Even the mantra says the same, including fire, illness, invasion, ghosts. So, Bhuta Badha also mentioned that Ghaṇṭākarṇa can take you out of that. Even the snake bites or the scorpion bites. Then you have let me just take. Then there is another work by Sarabhai M. Nawab called Ghaṇṭākarṇa Kalpadi Sangraha, which is a compilation of late manuscripts from Jain libraries, which includes Ghaṇṭākarṇa Kalpa, which is mentioned here. And here, interestingly, Ghaṇṭākarṇa is is considered to be a main deity of yantras. Yantra is nothing but the it is an arithmetic diagram where the numbers are given. It is a diagram which has geometric shapes and some arithmetic, some numbers there. And that particular diagram is worshipped for various benefits for that. So that is yantra. And there are 26 yantras are found in Ghaṇṭākarṇa Kalpa as well as in Ghaṇṭākarṇa Kalpadi Sangraha. So here we can see Ghaṇṭākarṇa has gained its popularity in the tantric practices as well. And Ghaṇṭākarṇa Mahāvira not only revered in an abstract form and anthropomorphic yantras, so we can have its iconic form as in Mahudi temple and the anthropomorphic yantras where his figure is drawn and the numbers and the geometric shapes are there. And it was recorded by Goff in 2012 and by Coate in 2020. Of course, it is a very later additions to that. Then works of Vyas in 1995, he has mentioned Ghaṇṭākarṇa to be multi-armed. So he said that Ghaṇṭākarṇa could be portrayed having 2 hands, 4 hands, 6 hands, 8 hands as well. And those depictions found in artworks. The main weapon, which is frequently mentioned with the Ghaṇṭākarṇa, that he holds an arrow and bow along with a shield. But sometimes, in addition, a banner that is a dhwaja, rosary, akshamala, bow and arrow, of course, mace or vajra, shield, sword, etc. So there are many weapons, and this is very new additions to the ancient Jain traditions, where he is holding some of the weapons here. Then the anthropomorphic artwork depicts the standing guy. So basically, how the depictions would be, if you see the first depiction, this is from the Mahudi. So there is a man standing with a crown, elaborated crown on his head, and the name Ghaṇṭākarṇa, which signifies that it has a bell-shaped earrings, or his ears or ear lobes are of a shape of a bell. So he is either shown wearing a bell-shaped earrings like a ghanta, or his ears are also given the shape of the earlobe are given shape of the bells. An arrow, usually he has shown drawing his arrow backwards as if he is ready to shoot it at his enemy. So Bana Sandhana he has done. So he is ready to shoot his arrow. And this was depicted in Court's work in 2000. Goswami, who is an Eastern scholar, who has mentioned that Ghaṇṭākarṇa in Eastern cultures is considered as a demigod, or turn out to be Deva in those cultures, and he is associated to heal smallpox, especially the smallpox especially in Bengal and some part of the Nepal. Jain text by Vardhamana Suri gives the installation ritual or sthapana vidhi, where the rites goes like this: Jina Charan Vidhi, Jina Archana Vidhi, Saptapitha Puja Makho Vidhi, etc., which enlists the worship of 52 Veera, or the establishment of 52 Veera, and in his list on 39th number, the Ghaṇṭākarṇa is also mentioned. So you can see in later traditions, Ghaṇṭākarṇa is included as a protector deity in Jainism. So as an iconography or the yantra, he's holding a bow and arrow, shields in his hand. His prominent mustache and elaborated big crown is adorned on his head. So this signifies his royal status. Usually on his head, a yantra is placed, a chakra is placed usually at his feet. There are some other representations of the animals like elephants, serpent, lion, sometimes mace. Here, if you see, vajra here are shown to near his idol or artworks. His sculptures could be multi-armed, as we have already discussed. Iconography of Ghaṇṭākarṇa is only based on the very rare idols installed in few Jain temples, and there is no textual authority defining the specific form of Ghaṇṭākarṇa in Jain scriptures. So we could find the yantras of Ghaṇṭākarṇa as well. So this is idol of Ghaṇṭākarṇa at Mahudi temple, Gujarat, which is 35 kilometers approximately from Gandhinagar. And this is yantra some of the depictions. These are the calendar arts that I found. So the yantra is, these yantras are intended to invoke Ghaṇṭākarṇa's energy and harness his protective and healing abilities. So usually, as the nature of Ghaṇṭākarṇa Mahāvira goes, that he is a protective deity. There is a belief at Mahudi that if you just speak or murmur his name, he will appear and he will protect you from any danger that you are facing. Frequently, nowadays, there is a Ghaṇṭākarṇa is frequently put near to the entryway of a home in order to protect home. Usually the photo or the yantras is also placed at commercial enterprises, temples, at personal altars or worship spots as well. Most prevalent mantra of Ghaṇṭākarṇa is Om Ghaṇṭākarṇaya Namaha, but there are some tantric mantras of this as well. So usually this mantra is said to be repeated to invoke the blessings and the protection of Ghaṇṭākarṇa. Now there is a prominent tirtha not dedicated to Ghaṇṭākarṇa. The Moolanayak of Mehudi temple is Bhagavan Padma Prabhu, who was a 6th Jain Tirthankar of Avasarpini time. But Mahudi temple also has an installation of Ghaṇṭākarṇa. So this temple was established in 20th century, much later part, in 1917 CE, which is Vikram Samvat 1974, Margashirsha Shuddha Chaturthi, under the guidance of one of the popular monks of Tapagacha, Yoganishta Acharya Dev Srimad Buddhisagar Suriji. So there are some ancient inscriptions in Brahmi were also found in the temple premises. It was started somewhere in 1916 CE, and this land on which this temple is now established was donated by one of the Vadilal Kalidas Vora, who was a donor, and along with Vadilal Vora ji, Poonam Chand Lallubhai Shah, Kanku Chand Narsidas Mehta, and Himmatlal Hakam Chand Mehta, they were appointed as trustees to this temple. As I told you, the Moola Nayaka, Moola Vigraha of this temple is of Bhagavan Padma Prabhu. And there is a separate temple of this guardian deity Ghaṇṭākarṇa Mahāvira. But usually during the Diwali times, on the Chaturdashi, that is Naraka Chaturdashi or Kali Chaudas, people visit this temple to revered blessings of Ghaṇṭākarṇa nowadays as well. So this is a photo of Acharya Buddhisagar Suriji. This is Padma Prabhu Bhagwan Vigraha, Moolanayak of Mahudi, and this is Ghaṇṭākarṇa. And this is the temple of Mahudi. Then what are the rituals and the festivals around here? As I told you, Ghaṇṭākarṇa is worshipped on Kali Chaudas, which is Naraka Chaturdashi, which falls on 14th day of the dark fortnight, that is the Krishna Paksha of the Ashwin, just a day before Diwali. Usually the day begins with the idol of the deity being Abhisheka, doing a ceremonial bath or the Abhishek of, then followed by Arti and Mangala Bhavana as well. There is a special suite or special prasadi, which has been prepared and distributed, which is called sukhdi, which is a traditional dessert made out of wheat flour, jaggery, and ghee. So it is kind of a burfi, and this is a special offering presented. And there is a special requirement or a special instruction that you cannot take that sukhdi. You have to eat it there itself in the premises of this temple, and you should not take it outside. If you do that, the blessings of Bhagavan or Ghaṇṭākarṇa Mahāvira won't be there. So it would vanish. That is the belief that they have. So the sukhadi is distributed there, but you have to eat it there and there itself. So Kali Chaudas Puja at Mahudi is associated with certain tantric rituals to warding of evil spirits and seeking protections nowadays. So there are Mahudi Jains who go there on Kali Chaudas Puja to warding of evil spirits for taking blessings from Ghaṇṭākarṇa. And these are some of the artifacts that I found. This is Ghaṇṭākarṇa mantra, which is in Sanskrit. And here, if you see the tantric mantra of Om Rim Ghaṇṭākarṇa Namastute Om Naravira Tham 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 Swaha, and you have to recite these mantras 27 times, etc. So this is printed booklet what I found, and the depiction of Ghaṇṭākarṇa here, as well as some personal totems like a taviz. There are some minted coins. So here you see Namakar mantra, and here you see a Ghaṇṭākarṇa Veera here depicted, a chakra at his feet, and he is drawing an arrow and holding a bow here. This is a face and reverse of this specially minted coin, which is personal. You can put it in your personal altars as well. And while searching for Ghaṇṭākarṇa, this is the addition or the parallels that I wanted to draw. So name Ghaṇṭākarṇa or similar deity is found in parallel cultures as well. So there is a mention of Ghaṇṭākarṇa Veer in Agni Purana. That is, Ghaṇṭākarṇa is a deity who eliminates diseases. Ghaṇṭākarṇa is awarded 18 arms, it mentions. In Mahabharata Shalya Parva, Ghaṇṭākarṇa is mentioned as companion of Skanda. Skanda, especially in Ayurvedic texts, is associated with Balagrahas, who causes infant mortality or who is responsible for diseases in infants and wet their mothers. So Ghaṇṭākarṇa, name Ghaṇṭākarṇa or that deity is included as a companion of Skanda in Shalya Parva. In Harivamsha, it gives a story of two pishachas. The one is, and they both are, the group of these two pishachas is called Ghaṇṭākarṇas. So they are a group of two pishachas who are literally initially they're filled with hatred of Vishnu, and later on they with the help of devotion, Lord Krishna transformed the Ghaṇṭākarṇas into the divine beings and sent them to heaven. So that Harivamsha gives that story. At Badarinaran temple, a small statue of Ghaṇṭākarṇa as a Dwarapal and the other as a Dwarapal can be found, and the alternate names of Ghaṇṭāyala or Ghaṇṭāwala. In Kamakhya temple of Assam, one of the most veteran Shakti Peethas in India, there is a small shrine for Ghaṇṭākarṇa. In Nepal, as I told you, in Kathmandu Valley, the Newar community celebrates the festival of Ghaṇṭākarṇa, which is also known by the name Ghate Mangal. It is celebrated. And it is held every year of Shravana Krishna Chaturdashi. Again, the parallels are very, they also on Krishna Chaturdashi, The Kali Chaudas festival at Mahudi is also on the Krishna Chaturdashi, but here they celebrate on Shravan, there they celebrate on Ashwin. So this is typically in rainy season during June or July, as it is Shravan Krishna Chaturdashi. But here in this Ghate Mangala festival by Newar community, which honors demon-like Ghaṇṭākarṇa, and they believe that similar story, kind of a Narkasura story, the similar story that they follow here. Then also in Thrissur, Kerala, there are some temples. And then you have a Pratisthana Samuchaya. This works dated in 12th to 8th century, where Ghāṇṭākarṇa is a name of a Gana given, of a Shiva is given. And he is also named as a Ghantesha here. And he has 18 arms, which is very similar to similar depictions are given, and shares the same qualities as Agni Purana. So Agni Purana, as he is a sin eliminating or disease eliminating deity, he shares the same qualities. So in the conclusion, Ghāṇṭākarṇa is very recent addition to Jain Śvetāmbara tradition. Most probably, it was adopted from the contemporary Shaivite traditions. In modern times, there is evidence that leading Jain mendicants are primary movers in the revivals or creation of cult to these deities among the local lay communities. So these efforts are meant to deter with Jain followers from worshipping non-Jain deities and to associate the quest of liberation with ways of satisfy the worldly needs within the context of Jainism. So as a part of contemporary worship, Jain deities are also popular among the diaspora. Reference to Ghāṇṭākarṇa as a protector deity or having a warrior-like form is found in across cultures that we have already seen. Some instances suggest that the Ghāṇṭākarṇa is a protector deity which is often considered to be malevolent in nature, causing diseases, or he is associated with diseases or illnesses like smallpox or influenza in other cultures. But here in Jainism, we see Ghāṇṭākarṇa is often looked upon as a protector deity of tirthas, of kshetras, especially of the travelers, from robbers, from wild animals, or from any kind of dangers that are there. So the iconography resemblance with Bhairava, Veerabhadra, or Yaksha for that matter, as a protector deity. The Ghāṇṭākarṇa is also worshipped in a yantric form. So this is again a multifaceted transformation of a deity, which is a minor deity, but again it is adopted, worshipped, and now it has been. So Acharya Buddhisagar Suri is established, as we know, the major place of worship of Ghāṇṭākarṇa is at Mahudi, Gujarat. And again, he is a part of 52 Veer in this popularity. So this was very small findings that I have got it, and just I wanted to share. Can you see my screen here? I just wanted to share one of the publications to conclude my lecture here. So this is the publication at Mahudi Tirtha, and here you could see there is a tradition continuing in this. So there is a Mahudi is ancient. The ancient name is Madhupuri. So Jain Śvetāmbara Murti Pujaka Trust has published this document, and where you have various rituals which are in here. given here. So I wanted to share this with you. It is also available, and there you will have the various stories, rituals, and the other, the upayogi, sansadhana, etc. Even they have mantras, even they have some of the sankalpa siddhi as well. So for which you can revere or you can worship Ghaṇṭākarṇa is also given. How many times it should be given is also there. So it is one of the published publications that we have here. So here I would like to conclude, and I would like to open this for the discussion.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chaitanya Sathe, for this brief but interesting presentation. It has brought to us various facets of how a deity grows on to become a very popular deity.
Yes.
As per our like the settings of this particular meeting, no one would be able to unmute themselves. So we request everybody to just type the questions in the chat box for a smooth
Okay.
functioning of the lecture. I
Sure.
had already texted this message in the chat box. So kindly add your messages in the chat box, and these would be taken up by us. All the participants are requested to type their suggestions, reviews, or ideas, or questions, or queries in the chat box directly.
Thank you.
So there is a word of appreciation by Shankar Pujar. He's saying excellent and informative session. Thank you, Shankar ji. Dr. Sushila Bharti ji is also saying that very interesting and informative talk. Dr. Manjari Bhalerao.
Renuka.
Yeah,
Renuka ma'am.
Renuka ma'am, we request you to kindly type the question in the chat box. Parag Milvanki ji is asking, very good talk. Is this related to Kshetrapal and Bhairav?
I guess there is one more after Manjari ma'am. Vardhaman ji has said, is this deity available in Digambars also? So no. So we could see the primary worship, or the primarily it is a part of Tapagacha from Śvetāmbara text. Is this related to Kshetrapal or Bhairavji? Let's see, there are parallel cultures. So there are similar deities or the concepts which have been adopted in parallel cultures as well. So the nature of this deity is of Kshetrapala. He's also been revered as protector deity, but I don't think it is wise to say that it is related to Bhairavji, but similar characteristics that they both share.
Yes, the next question is by Dr. Sunil Parabji. He is asking how much significance Ghaṇṭākarṇa shows in relation with fertility rituals.
Usually in now practice, fertility, I did not see any relations with the fertility rituals, but the main Ghaṇṭākarṇa, the majority times he's considered or revered as a protected deity and protective deity, sorry, and he's been revered or worshipped for protections from illness, from fire, from snake bites, etc. So I did not found any relations with fertility rituals yet.
Thank you. The next question is by Saurabh Jain. He is asking, can you please elaborate on the Pratishtha procedure of the demigods like Ghaṇṭākarṇa in Jainism?
Okay, so basically, I will take it a brief because that is a very long procedure that they have. So we followed with Jinarchana, then Abhisheka, and then other minor deities as well. But they have mentioned like you will like a pyramidal structure. You will have some certain platforms, and on which you will place certain deities there. So there they have 64 yoginis as well. So you have Vidya Devatas, you have other deities. Along with that, they have mentioned 52 veer or 52 veers to be established, in which one of the deity is Ghaṇṭākarṇa, and not the main deity, of course.
Okay. Dr. Manisha Puranik ma'am is also asking, please explain who are the 52 Veers.
Okay, so we have different Bhavan Veers. The concept of these Veers has in the primary roots in Shaivism as well as Shaktism of Hinduism, as well as we see as we see here, there are certain mentions of Bhavan Veer in Jainism as well. So these are the protected deities here, and there are different lists of these Bhavanaveers are there. Sometimes even the Narsimha and the Hanumanta are also included in Bhavanaveer in medieval list as well. So there are some protected Chhatrapal deities. The group of 52 deities are considered. Even there are some Natha Siddha Parampara where the Shabar mantras to invoke 52 Veers are there.
Oh, very interesting. Vivek Gargji has commented that in Ujjain, they are worshipping him as Veerbhadra.
Okay.
Thank you, Vivek ji, for this. Mohan Priya is asking, do we get any sculptures or image of Ghaṇṭākarṇa other than the ones in temple?
No. There is no authentic representation or iconographic depictions of Ghaṇṭākarṇa. We do not find it in any of the texts other than this.
Okay, there are certain various appreciation messages for you. Vaishali Dugarji is asking if we have any of these references in the Jain Śvetāmbara Agamas.
Śvetāmbara Agamas. Let me. Agam, as you see, Acharya Buddhisagar Suriji has established this as a very later part of this. So there are mentions of protected deities. I'll give you the reference. I don't have handy, but I will share that in our group maybe.
Okay, thank you. Jigar Shahji has added upon the information. They say that we all install photo of Sri Ghaṇṭākarṇa inside the house just near the entrance, as you have already mentioned. Are there any restrictions on the directions where the bow points?
So usually the depiction here is so Ghaṇṭākarṇa Mahāvira is having a bow. So usually it is from the left to right. The arrow is pointed on the right. So basically he draws his arrow, or the Bana Sandhana is done as if he is trying to kill the evil which is being entered. But usual depiction is the direction is from left to right. So Ghaṇṭākarṇa will be on the left and the direction of the arrow from the left to right.
Thank you. Dr. Manjari Bhalirao ma'am is asking whether Ghaṇṭākarṇa can also be seen in the temples in Maharashtra.
Usually, yes. There are certain new Jain temples who has installed Ghaṇṭākarṇa in Maharashtra, but of course the main Mahudi temple is revered as Mukhya Tirtha of this. But there are certain Śvetāmbara temples who has smaller shrines of Ghaṇṭākarṇa.
Yeah, it seems that there are no further questions for now. Even if there are any further questions, would you be able to type your email ID in the chat box, Chaitanya ji, so that people can mail you later? So thank you so much for this interesting presentation. I hope that this answers many of the questions, and even if there are many further questions, people can mail you after this session as well. I now request Gurvendra Kushwaha, UGC Research Fellow of the Department of AIHC in Archaeology, to propose the formal vote of thanks.
Thank you, Ocean. It is my privilege to propose the vote of thanks for today's session. On behalf of the Bhagwan Sitaram Chair for Jain Archaeology, Department of Ancient Indian History, Culture and Archaeology, Deccan College, Postgraduate and Research Institute, Pune. First of all, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Chaitanya Sathe for his lecture on the topic Ghaṇṭākarṇa in Jainism, the guardian deity. His insightful exploration of the textual, iconographical, and mythological dimensions of the Ghaṇṭākarṇa has greatly enriched our understanding about the Jain religion and traditions. Further, I would like to extend my thanks to the esteemed presence of the Dr. Renukar Porwal Madam, Dr. Manjiri Bhalerao Madam, Dr. Bhav Sharma Sir, Professor Shahnaz Husne Jahan Madam, Professor Jayashree Deshmukh Madam, Dr. Manisha Puranik Madam, and lastly, we are grateful to all the attendees for their active participation. So thank you everyone. Thank you all. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you all for patiently listening. Jai Jinendra.